Hello, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another Greyhound Race Card Software video. So in this video I'm going to talk about a new column that I've added to the ratings, which I hope will just maybe give you a little bit more information per race. Now, I've been pretty clear about this from the start that I don't want to add too much stuff to the cards. I don't want them to become overcomplicated. So I'm really looking into what I'm adding in and whether I really think it will be useful. I've got a couple of other ideas that I want to bring in, and I may well kind of change them slightly as well a bit later when I kind of think, well, you know, if I just showed this, you know, like in this case, if I just showed the strike rate rather than the runs and wins, that might be a better way of doing it. But anyway, so yeah, basically I've added in this new column, which is the runs and the wins and the strike rate at this class, distance and course. So basically this information is not from the whole of the runners information, it's from the class. Now there is a slight disclaimer here. This comes out of my own database. Now I've been collecting information about the greyhounds for coming up to probably not quite a year yet, but I'm getting there, and I've got quite a few 100,000 results now, so I can actually dig into the database, look at the stats that I've got, and start, you know, using those to get us some more information to use on the cards. So that's basically what I've done here, and this is the first part of the information. Now I will say some of this information is included in the scores and ratings and things like that, but I've never dug it down in this way and brought it out in this way. So it's kind of like an interesting way of doing it to show us, you know, just to give you a little bit more information so that you can look at a race card and say, well, hold on a second, you know, this might only have a score of, not in this particular case, but you know, it could only have a score of 2, but it's got a win rate of 50%. Why is it, you know, where is that happening and why is it happening? So, you know, it's just giving you a little bit more information, hopefully not crowding the cards too much. Now, this won't appear in the actual Betfair software for a little while because we're going through an update process at the moment, and I can't just update something and bring it out. So it may be a few days or maybe a week or so before this comes out in the actual software, unless I can do something where I can launch it a little bit quicker. Okay, so let's get on with it. So basically, let me go back to, is that the first race of the day? Oh no, let's go back to 0812, the 812 race. So we come to this race first thing in the morning. Also, can I apologise if I sound a little bit stuffed up? It's hay fever season and all that kind of thing, so I'm struggling a little bit as far as that's concerned, but hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. Okay, so we come to the first race and we've got a score of 4. Now that's normally quite a good score for a favourite. Now I generally like taking favourites between 3 and 4, but there are some occasions when I will take them on if they are less than that. And a score of 4 sometimes, like, you know, piques my interest a little bit and say, yeah, that could be quite good. And then I might look across to the cow and think, that's a bit high, maybe not. And then I see this second one at 3.73 and think, oh well, okay, it's still got a score of 5. There is a 7 and 9 here, and and the favourite has got a cow of 20%. So maybe this would be the selection I would go on. Now, to add to that, now I can say, well, the favourite's got a strike rate of 20%. That's not brilliant, but it's not bad. It's won a race before, so it knows how to win. And we've got another one here with a strike rate of 20%, so another one that's, you know, knows how to win. So this becomes a little bit more inviting in that case. So, and if I'd have taken it on at a score of 5, lower cow, then it would have been fine, because this other 20% won the race. So let's go to the next one. Now, you know, there's always a disclaimer with this. This is not going to work in every single race. It's just that isn't the way things work. But I think you'll see as we go through that it's quite an interesting piece of information, and it can help. So we go to the next race, and then we've got a score 5 on the favourite. This would, again, I'd be going, yeah, this is looking good. It's got a chance of winning the 13, so that's quite low again. And then we go look down, and we've got a strike rate of 16. You know, it's won 4 races, hasn't won 1. But we've got one that's won a race here. That's always a good sign. And we've got another one that's won a race here, so that's a good sign. These are winners. They know how to win, so that's always a good sign. And, you know, that one won the race, and our one didn't. So, again, it was a pretty good way of looking at it. So we go to the next race, and we've got this one here, which is a score of 2, always looking at scores of 2. Now this race I may not have been on just purely because of the prices. As I said, I like to lay between 3 and 4, but I do take on 2 sometimes. But in this case, with a 12.5% strike rate, that's not a high strike rate, so I may still have thought, well, low score, low cal, this might be a good selection to go on. And I've got another one with a slightly higher strike rate here, only just because it's had one less race, but that one did win the race. So again, it's looking like, well, that's quite interesting. So maybe, but I may well have not gone on it just purely because it is coming up with a strike rate, and that one would have been on too high price. I'm not saying I would have been on that race, but based on this information, I may well have been on it because of the other information. But that extra bit of information may have turn me off it a little bit, especially at a lower price. So this one I come along, 4 wins, no losses, so score of 3, a slightly higher cal, which might put me off. And then I look down and say, well, there's a 22% there, there's a 33% there, and 18 sitting there. Maybe it is worth taking the punt on it, especially at a score. And this one's got quite a high score and strike rate, so maybe that's got a good chance of winning. In fact, that one did in the end, but you can see what I mean. I haven't even looked at the play side on this, by the way. This is just purely looking at it from a backing laying point of view. So these are interesting, because here's another race, and we've got a strong favourite here, score of 2, low cal. So straight away, although it would have probably been close to 3 at race time. So it might have got my attention, and I've come down now. There's all these areas, and there's this 50% here. It's won, out of the last 2 races, it's won 1. So that's quite interesting. It's got a price of 8.6, and it wins the race. So, I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing out what we're finding with the cards. So we come to the next race. I'm not going to go on because I just want to show you basically how we can think about it. So we come to this race. Score of 6, so that would be worrying me a little bit, and it's showing up as a possible winner. There's a 33 there, which is quite interesting. Price a little bit high for me, so probably wouldn't have been on that one. Not very. As soon as I saw this race becomes not so interesting, especially with a score of 6. And I come down, and I mean, if I was going a little bit higher, this would probably be the one that I looked at rather than that one, and that one won the race. So, it's helping point at me. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Now, this is a low confidence race anyway, but you've got 100 here, wins the race. We've got a 12.5 there, and we've got 50 there, wins the race. A 50 there, and wins the race. So you can see a 50 there, and it wins the race. And this is why, for the first time, I've actually looked at these cards and thought, maybe there is a way of using these cards to back. Who knows? But it's quite interesting anyway. So I'm not going to go on any further. I just thought I'd show you the new pieces of information I've added to the selections, and hopefully you might find them interesting. And see how you get on with them. Let me know if you find anything interesting yourself. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.